Okay, so I just wanted to go live really quick. I'm just going to end up posting this on YouTube because, once again, I am lazy to make a review on a book with my camera. I'm just going to do it on my phone. And this filter's perfect because I look so bad right now with all the other filters for whatever reason. And this filter is actually perfect because this book is pretty kinky. It's called Yes, Daddy by Jonathan Parks Ramage. I think that's his name. So here's the cover. And holy crap, it's a crazy book. I have never read a novel that is this violent. And I also don't see any reviews on it on YouTube. I read an article saying that it's up for adaptation to be a film, and that's really cool. And cool that it's going to be a film, but not cool that I get to relive it if I watch it again and see the horrors come to life in this book. Honestly, there was a lot of points in this book where I was ready to just stop reading because it got really violent. And then Jonah, like, it's funny because a lot of people, from what I've read on reviews, like on blogs and stuff, a lot of people don't like Jonah's character, just the main character. I thought Jonah's character was okay. I honestly thought from reading the book, it felt so realistic that I was like, no, there's like gotta be a way. I mean, there's gotta be some truth in this. Like, this has to be based on some truth or some real events that happened, because it starts in like 2007 and then the story ends in like 2018. And then it's just like very legalistic in certain parts. And I'm just like, this feels very, very real. Like, this feels like it's an actual, like someone's actual story. But I still don't know if it's based off of true events. One of the characters in the book actually mentions that it's like autobiographical fiction, like the story that Jonah's writing, which is basically the book itself. So it's like the story of the story in itself in the book, if that makes sense. It's a little layered. So, oh my gosh, there's so many pinks and blues and yellows that I just noticed. But anyways, it's a very, very violent book, and I am sure that a lot of things like this are happening in real life, and it's so scary, and I don't want to spoil anything. But when I got to the point where Jonah's talking like to the reader, referencing the word you, where he's like, you look at me from across the table, or you do this. When it started shifting into that, I was like, what is going on? Who is he talking about? And then we start getting this character named Mace, and it turns out Mace is not Michael. If you've read the book, you'll understand what I'm talking about. Like, it's really confusing. And so I got lost, and one of my coworkers, I forced her to read the book basically. And then she was kind of like, yeah, I think Mace was like one of, I'm not going to say it because I don't want to spoil the book. But she thought she was someone. And so I don't even know. I still have yet to figure it out, but that's besides the point. Other than that, the book was pretty good. I liked the first half of the book more than the second half. The second half was like, I know like the first half was like very violent and chaotic and crazy. And then the second half is just like very like, I don't know, like I feel like it could have ended sooner, if that makes sense. But I kind of understood why it dragged on a little bit more. And it was a pretty great novel. And I think for a first novel of this author, it was excellent. Like, whoever your editor was, I mean, obviously the editor is acknowledged in the acknowledgements, but that editor was amazing, because I think that editor made the book better. Without even knowing how the rough draft looked, like the editing was amazing. And I just love how everything was put together. Like the words that were used, the structure, of certain words and sentences. The humor of certain characters was funny, despite it being not a funny book. I feel really bad for a lot of the people that actually have to go through this. And oh, there's so many things I want to talk about the book, but I don't want to spoil it. It's a great book if you're looking to get lost in a really great book. But me being a very sensitive empath, I felt like crying for Jonah for the majority of this book, because the things that go on in this book are so terrible. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So once again, the book is Yes, Daddy by Jonathan Parks Ramage, I think is his last name. Sorry if I'm butchering that. But yeah, it was a great book. And also, I didn't know that the author was dating the main character from the Netflix series Special. That's crazy. I watched that show too, and that show's really good. Okay, I'm just gonna cut off the live here because that's the end of the video.